Hello YouTube, it's NOBL and welcome to Pokemon Kanza. This is a new project I've been wanting to start on the channel for quite some time now, but haven't gotten around to making it till just now. I'd like to shout out that I was inspired by The John Machine on YouTube. He has an awesome series similar to this called Pokepaint, and I highly recommend you go check it out. I'll link his channel in the description below. What Pokemon Kanza is a hypothetical Pokemon region based on my home state of Kansas. In this series, I will be going over Pokemon, my ideas when designing them, and the story of this hypothetical Pokemon Kanza game. I'd also like to say, not to date this video, but my anticipated ARC series is still to come, so don't worry. That video happened to be a bit longer than I expected, so it's taking a bit longer to edit. But don't worry, that should be coming out very soon. Without further ado, let's hop right into the Kanza region. The first Pokemon I created, of course, was the starter trio. In my opinion, the starter trio of each Pokemon region should have some symbolism to the themes or ideas of the Pokemon region they reside in. My trio is no different. The starter trio I came up with all symbolize different components of human civilization, that being agriculture, community, and conflict. Let's begin with our grass starter and the symbol of agriculture. I wanted all the starters to be animals that actually can be found in Kansas, as it'll tie into the story later, but I'm getting ahead of myself. A buffalo starter was a no-brainer, and when I remembered how bison were once used to haul goods and plow fields, I had a great idea in mind. Another staple of Pokemon is to have the starters portray different natures. An example would be a cool starter, a scared starter, and an oblivious starter. With this one, as you can see, I went with a more bashful type of starter Pokemon. Bashful, the small bison Pokemon. When young native children reach the age of 8, they receive one of 3 Pokemon to accompany them in Kanza. Bashful is one of the most common picks, as its carefree nature allows young trainers to control them much more easily than its other counterparts. As you can tell by Bashful, I forgot to record the drawing process. My main form of art medium is pencil to paper, and as such, my whole designing process takes place on there. Anyway, carrying the Bashful theme, I wanted to keep its fur over its eyes to cause this emo teenage effect on Buffalon. The spikes coming out of its hide is a neat foreshadow of its evolution. Buffalon, the bushy hide Pokemon. The gentle nature of these Pokemon make them incredibly easy to tame. Many natives of the Kanza region use Buffalon to help cart goods from town to town, as they are able to pull up to 5 tons of weight. Okay, final evolution time. I knew Buffalo needed to be massive, as real bison are way bigger than you think. I changed the spikes protruding from Buffalon's hide to make this trailer mount-like shape that also resembled horns. The berries on its hide was a final touch, as I thought there was too much empty space on the design. This gave me the idea to give each starter a unique ability. Buffalo's would be Fertile Hide. Each turn that Buffaloed was 50% HP or lower, it has a chance to consume a citrus berry. This ability would proc whenever Buffaloed was below half HP. I know those are orange berries, not citrus berries, but 10 HP on a beefy mon like this is basically nothing. Buffaloed, the bushy hide Pokemon. Buffaloed are an essential part of life for many of the natives and farmers in the Kanza region. They can haul goods up to 25 tons, as well as plow fields for hours on end. They are currently in a nasty feud with the invasive Buffalant that have recently inhabited the northern part of the region. Up next we have the Fire Starter. I based this one on a Coyote, as we have tons of them out here. Common misconceptions about coyotes is their size and nature. Many people believe them to be aggressive, but the truth is they're kinda wimps. I wanted to portray this in the first evolution as it would help round out the starter personality thing I was talking about. This Pokemon and its evolutions would symbolize conflict. Timothop, the puppy Pokemon. While cute, Timothop are difficult Pokemon to train. Many children across the Kanza region own these Pokemon, however, due to their cuteness factor alone. They sport a small internal flame that they fire through their mouth when threatened. Upon evolution, I knew I wanted Timothop to mature into a more energetic dog-like Pokemon. I wanted something you could see herding a field of livestock or chasing down prey through the forest with a hunter or trainer. I feel Triburn pulled this off nicely. The markings on its body are inspired by tribal markings, as I wanted this evolution to be more primal than the other two. Triburn, the bundle flame Pokemon. Unlike its pre-evolved form, Triburn is more energetic and outgoing. Many people use these Pokemon to hunt and herd livestock, as they seem to always want to be on the move. The flame held within their sack-like tail is said to be a telltale sign of your Triburn's health. Believe it or not, this Pokemon took the longest out of all the starters to design. I wanted a bipedal menacing wolf Pokemon, but it was hard to translate on paper. After a few hours of designing, I came up with Peyote. I'll be honest, it's not my favorite, but hopefully some of you find it to be a worthy end to this evolution line. Its ability Tribal Flame would activate once Peyote is below half HP and would boost its fire and dark type attacks. Peyote, the bundled flame Pokemon. The hunters of many tribes within Kansas use this Pokemon on their task force. The method in which Peyote take out their prey has been described as traumatizing. It is said the flame within them holds mystical and even medicinal properties. Now the water starter. I'll be honest, I like this line the most. I think it's the most unique design-wise, and I translated it perfectly. They're based on ornate box turtles, the Kansas state reptile, and Plains Indian-style shelters. I know we have Squirtle, but I tried my best to differentiate this from its Kantoian cousin, and I think I nailed it. If it wasn't obvious, this line symbolizes community. Turtlax, the turtle Pokemon. These playful Pokemon are not very commonplace within the Kansas region. The shells on their backs are hollow, and many children that own this Pokemon use them to hide goodies from their parents. The progression of this line was so natural. When you have a good design, it's just so easy to build to it, at least in Pokemon. My biggest issue with this line is that they don't exactly look like water types, but that's fine. I believe a Pokemon doesn't have to have a flame on it to be a fire type, or a leaf on it to be a grass type, and the same goes for water type Pokemon. Stackit, the shelter Pokemon. The shelter-like shell on Stackit's back is home to many small, weak Pokemon. When Stackit are done traveling for the day, they'll implant themselves into the ground and use their hut-shaped shell as cover for the night. Going into the final evolution, I knew I needed a true shelter on its back, something that people and Pokemon alike could actually live in. Like I said before, this design was so foolproof that I had no worries I'd nail it on the head. Its ability Take Cover activates once it goes below half HP. It basically gives the Pokemon a free substitute. Fortis, the shelter Pokemon. The shells on Fortis's back are sometimes used by families to live in. They act as a rather helpful form of housing, as they can move locations as their trainer pleases. When threatened, they use their necks to seal the entrance of their shells and fire highly pressurized water at the attackers. So those are the starter Pokemon of the Kansas region. Which one would you pick? I won't be doing any story stuff this video, as I'm still designing things like the map, player characters, etc. That being said, I'm going to try to upload this weekly alongside the ARC series, so I have content for a variety of my viewers. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. NOBL, out.